In a world where things happen very quickly, only a few seconds separate peace from chaos. This is exactly what happened in the world after the coronavirus pandemic. A global crisis followed, along with recessions and many other factors that led people to lose their jobs, money, and even their will to live. Amidst the wave of rising costs happened an app where, as they say, you could shop like a billionaire. Everyone was puzzled. How could something so cheap be so good? And if you're wondering what it's all about, it's the app called TEMU.
Feels like a dream, feels like magic. Now I believe I can have it. Ooh, ooh, TEMU. Ooh, ooh, TEMU. All of my wishes came true. Shop like a billionaire. Shop like a billionaire. Ooh, ooh, TEMU. Ooh, ooh, TEMU.
Download the TEMU app and shop like a billionaire.
TEMU.
Now, the online retailer says it sells just about everything you can think of at prices 50%, even up to 75% off.
TEMU quickly became the envy of everyone, especially influencers who shared their purchases on social media, gaining views in the process. Suddenly, TEMU was everywhere around us. An app that initially launched discreetly had now become the #1 topic among online shopping enthusiasts. Over 161 million monthly app users, TEMU sets itself apart in how it gamifies shopping online.
You open up the app and there's like a roulette wheel that you spin and you get a prize, and the prize is usually, here's a whole bunch of, dollars to go buy stuff. And then as you're searching through products, first off, you're amazed at how low the prices are, and then you see a ticker of how much time is left before, this offer expires or before they're sold out.
TEMU amassed more users in 6 months than Shein has in 8 years. Researchers estimate $17 billion worth of goods were sold on TEMU in 2023. It became the most downloaded app in the App Store, offering everyday products from prices as low as 48 cents. Why is the TEMU app so cheap? Slavery. What is actually hidden behind the 2 million people per year who are taken and sent to factories, over 100 of them, where they work under strict conditions?
Videos uncovered by the investigative news organization Coda Story also show groups of Uyghurs being sent away. But listen to the soundtrack, a Chinese version of the old Italian freedom anthem, Bella Ciao. These videos are posted on social media by Uyghurs who are not happy to be bused to factories far from home.
Just imagine if you had a big company and employees working for you for free, day and night.
Have found Chinese documents that show more than 500,000 Uyghurs have been coerced into picking cotton in the Xinjiang region.
It's becoming more and more clear that they are reliant on forced labor to make their products.
Fast fashion brands Shein and TEMU raising questions about potential forced labor and the skirting of U.S. import taxes.
Hundreds of thousands of people from ethnic minorities, including the Uyghur community, are being forced by the Chinese authorities to pick cotton.
For the very first time, CNN has spoken to a former Chinese police officer who claims his job was to arrest and extract confessions from ethnic Uyghurs in Xinjiang.
Some cops would play the good cops, and some would play the bad cops. After we beat them, we'd offer them a cigarette.
Did you have to be the bad cop sometimes?
Of course.
Most labour transfers happen within Xinjiang itself. But increasingly, Uyghurs are being moved to work in other factories across China.
Existing incumbents in the global e-commerce landscape aren't just going to lie down and say, well, I guess we've lost the sale. They're going to have to make some hard decisions on whether they're okay to maintain that with lower sales volume.
We need to think about what we're buying and where our money goes and what purchases we make actually mean for the world around us.
People were already using apps like Amazon, so if TEMU was going to break through, they had to take some drastic measures. They had to make US consumers an offer they just couldn't refuse. They spent billions on advertising. So this all being part of a bigger strategy, TEMU is not worried about sales, it's worried about you.
Paying big bounties and referral fees for you and I and every other consumer to bring someone to the site, to download the app, and to make that first purchase. You could go across the social sphere and you'll find people recruiting others in order to earn up to $100 a day on referral fees, or if you're an influencer, you can earn up to $5,000 a month.
It took a year for TEMU to get to 51 million monthly app users in the US. Approaching the 67 million user base Amazon spent decades building.
TEMU was the most downloaded free iPhone app in the US last year.
But why is it so dangerous?
Yeah, it's a little weird that a shopping app would need access to your camera or to your microphone or to your photos or to your address book. Those are details that you don't really need to do shopping. So our recommendation is whenever you're going to download an app, look at what permissions it needs. If it doesn't need access to your camera, don't give it access to your camera, to your photos. All those things are data that it does not need to see.
When you opened the TEMU app and looked at what it was tracking about us, what did you find?
So I found it collecting various data points, but the one that concerned me the most was the IP addresses.
Think of an IP address as a unique identifier for your computer or phone. Jackson says TEMU was able to track consumers even if they told it not to, and even when they were not using the app. He doesn't know what they were doing with those IP addresses, but they potentially enabled TEMU to link to even more personal information, such as a shopper's browsing and location history, sexual orientation, and political affiliation. We asked TEMU about that, and they didn't respond.
2 class action lawsuits allege the app has an arsenal of tools to gain access to what they call literally everything, including your contacts, camera, microphone, and more. So, do you still think this app is safe for you and solely focused on sales? We wouldn't say so after all these accusations. It's about something much more serious, something harmful and devastating for the entire world. Humans think that they are making one choice, but they are making dozens of choices they don't even know they're making.